Welcome to the April 2025 edition of our Orion Wealth video series. The Easter season is wrapping up and the thoughts of summer vacation and kids being out of school are starting to become a reality. College graduations will be at the forefront of many people's minds, and the warm days and cool nights of spring will be a memory here very soon. I know there is so much going on in the world and the financial markets every day. I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to try and simplify for you what we see going on during these interesting times.
The month of April has been one of the most volatile and wild rides of emotions and market movements we have seen since the onset of the COVID crisis in 2020. The threat of tariffs has caused concern throughout the world as there is a belief that if these tariffs are enacted as proposed, it could push the world into a recession. First of all, the markets don't like unexpected changes, and they certainly don't like uncertainty, as we have seen over the first half of this month. Wild swings both up and down have made this a very challenging environment for those who work in the financial field. It is one of the main reasons we have been encouraging our clients to not make any hasty and emotional decisions, but to keep their eyes on the long-term goals and plans they have put in place and trust the process will work itself out over time. Let me share an analogy I've heard recently to help you understand what I mean by keeping our eyes on the long-term goals and not the current uncertainty, though I know it is very uncomfortable at times. I know most of you have traveled in airplanes throughout your lives and have experienced turbulence on some, if not most, of those flights you have been on. If you demanded the pilot to land the plane each time there was turbulence, you would never reach your destination. It's the same with our current market conditions. This is turbulence we have seen before, and it is why we turn the day-to-day operations over to the money managers or pilots of your accounts. They have the expertise to navigate these hard moments and keep you on track to reach the financial destination you have dreamed of for years. April 9th was a great reminder of why we don't want to land the plane when things get uncomfortable. The market, after hearing there would be a 90-day pause for most of the proposed tariffs, jumped 8 to 12% depending on the index you were following. This is one of the largest one-day jumps in history and is a great reminder, especially when things are changing so quickly, why we don't want to make a major change to our investment and financial plan when things get scary for us. Our job, along with those men and women managing your accounts, is to keep our minds and thoughts above the noise and stay focused on your long-term goals. The inflation readings are in for March, and CPI, or the Consumer Price Index, was down 0.1% for the month and up only 2.4% for the year. This is the first drop we have seen in month-over-month numbers since 2021. We're finally starting to see the drop in rents and shelter that we've been looking for, which has been one of the most impacted areas of inflation post-COVID. This area makes up such a large percentage of CPI, then seeing it come down is an encouraging sign. However, if the tariffs that have been threatened to be put in place become reality after this 90-day pause, we could see an increase in inflation in certain areas, but also a drop in prices in others as we move to the second part of the year. The inflation numbers for PPI, or the Producer Price Index, were down 0.4% for the month of March and up 2.7% in the last year. The core PCE numbers, which is the main inflation metric the Fed looks at, have also come down to just 2.2% year over year. Due to the uncertainty of the tariff situation, we would expect these numbers to be volatile over the next few months, which will make the Fed's job and the market's analysis of what the future will look like to be extra challenging in the short term. However, there is a belief amongst economists and the markets that the Fed may lower interest rates slightly in the next couple of months.
With the uncertainty of the threat of tariffs and their impact on the movement in the markets, I want to remind you again you have access to the men and women managing your accounts. I would strongly encourage you to take advantage of the access you have to these financial professionals. You can go online to ccmg.com and go to the Insights and Resources page for the latest information from Clark Capital, or visit YouTube to watch Bulls and Bears with Herb Morgan. These investment professionals continue to provide timely information and perspective on both financial news and the markets. Well, we made it through another tax season, and we appreciate your patience as many of you had an extra 1099 this year due to our transition to LPL. Going forward, things will now be much simpler and easier for you now that we have completed this transition. I wanted to let you know we are excited to announce we'll be having an intern working with us this summer. Luke Thomas, currently a student at Westmont College, will be joining our team starting May the 5th and will be with us through early August. He will be helping continue our transition to a paperless office, as well as learning about the financial industry and the importance of caring for and servicing our clients. We hope you get a chance to meet him while he is here. Thanks again for allowing us to navigate your financial course.